Good evening. Good evening. This is Denola Burton, and I am the founder and CEO of Enhanced DNA, which stands for Develop, Nurture, and Achieve. And today we are here with the part of my publishing division, Enhanced DNA Publishing, to introduce to you another author and her book launch. And so we are going to join this evening and learn a lot about uh, not a new author, but an author who has written multiple books. And this new book is an amazing one that we're going to learn a lot about, not only the book, but her motivations for being an author and just enjoying the fact that she loves to write. So at this time, I'd like to introduce to you Michelle P. Jones.
Hello, everyone.
So we are going to make sure that we've got all our connections going. Let's see. Mine says the video's live, so that's good. And make sure that we can see everybody as they come on to the broadcast. So if you're out there listening to us and watching us live, why don't you go ahead and put a comment out there and let us know that you're here to support not only Enhanced DNA Publishing, but to support Michelle in her journey. And as we join, there are some of you who are joining via the live, but many of you may also join after because we all can't be available at the same time. So if you join through the rebroadcast, then put that in the feed that you're joining on the replay. So, Michelle, let's go ahead and get started. Um, I I met you probably a year ago, and have known you since then as not just an author, but as a minister, a teacher, a speaker, a business and ministry strategist, a blogger, a podcast host, so many things. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Well, I guess it kind of all began with Cooper and Marva Bledsoe, who are my parents. My father is deceased, raised by two parents that are ministers, and was raised in a church. And so the background that I have is from the foundation that I was raised up under. And from that foundation, there was a love of reading and a love of writing that came to be a part of who I am. And so it all began in starting out with journal entries. And then my mother kind of was the one that was instrumental in me becoming an author because she just flippantly said it to me one day. And I guess that was when the idea manifested itself into my heart and my mind. And I started writing books after that and haven't stopped. I'm also a business strategist as well as a writing strategist in my business, Michelle P. Jones Incorporated, where I help businesses to take their business from concept to creation by helping them create their 3 to 5 year strategy plan so that they can get the financial backing, they can get partnerships and network with other like-minded businesses. As you said, I am an ordained minister, and I've actually been in the ministry for over 20 years. More specifically, it's probably closer to 25 years. And I have done everything from being the director of Christian education to the superintendent of Sunday school to writing vacation Bible school and Sunday school curriculum to actually teaching. And that's where my passion actually lies at. Besides writing, I love to teach. I love that person to person interaction that I have with students And I love the conversations that we have based off of the thoughts that come up in the middle of the conversation. So basically, at heart, I'm just a church girl who enjoys reading and studying the Word of God and then making that Word applicable in the lives of the individuals that I have the opportunity to encounter.
Well, clearly you are someone who enjoys studying the Word, and it comes out so much in this book. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Desperate Housewives of Biblical Proportions, and tell us how you got that title, because many of us have probably heard of the TV series Desperate Housewives. So there's so many of them now. But Desperate Housewives of Biblical Proportions. And I guess before you do that, I mean, this book has already had amazing support. It has reached the number one status on Amazon's bestseller list, and it is currently on four different lists of hot new releases and has reached number one on the hot new releases. So tell us a little bit about Desperate Housewives of Biblical Proportions.
So why don't I tell you how the topic came to be?
Okay.
And I can probably blame that on my pastor at the time, Bishop Donald L. Golder. He actually kind of put me on Front Street and ended up teaching at Vacation Bible School that our lessons for the adult class that I had written that curriculum for. And in the midst of teaching, God had already spoken into my heart in order to work with the women that were the wives of the um, and the mothers of the 12 tribes of Israel. And in the midst of that, one of the things that God did with me doing some studying and just jotting down notes is I started looking at the concept of desperation and how these women were desperate in different aspects of their lives. And so at the time that the idea hit me, I was literally in front of the TV and a commercial came up of the Desperate Housewives, the television show. And I was like, you know what? That is exactly what it is. They're desperate housewives of biblical proportions. And when I introduced that topic to the adult class during Vacation Bible School, the response was overwhelming. And so when God kind of spoke into my spirit for me to write this book, I in turn kept the title. And so to share with you a little bit about what the book is about, I want to pull up something that God inspired me to write in the midst of it. These seven matriarchs of Genesis present a clear picture of what it looks like when women don't know who they are unable to accept themselves, knowing their shortcomings, flaws, and or imperfections, nor have learned how to find the love they need within themselves when it isn't reflected in the eyes, hearts, and actions of those closest to them. Hagar is an example of a woman who left all she knew and, when cast out and rejected, found her true identity and purpose in the intimate relationship she develops with God. She learned personally that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Rachel is an example of the pretty girl who always gets what she wants because of her looks. That is, until she doesn't. And it exposes the ugliness inside as she develops her intimate relationship with barrenness. She learned that you may get what you desperately want, but it doesn't mean you get to enjoy the beauty it may bring into your life. Zilpah is another example of a woman who allows herself to be used by others, thinking she will find acceptance and or be considered equal with those she serves. She never discovers her true worth or the joy she could bring to the world and or experience if she could only learn that she is enough. There is so much more to be learned in and through the lives, loves, and or actions of these seven matriarchs of Genesis and the men who they love and accept as their life partners. The same issues they experienced back then are prevalent in women today, when they act in desperation and develop an intimate relationship with barrenness. Can you relate? Have you witnessed these same acts of desperation in friends, family members, and our loved ones? Have you ever wondered why she won't leave that emotionally abusive relationship? Instead of checking out, check in and learn how and why she is subjecting herself to what you consider as madness. I think Ecclesiastes 1 and 9 says it best. There's nothing new under the sun. So that's just like a caption of what the book is about. And those are like three of the characters that we have. So there's four more characters in the book that will bring to light issues that we face today as women when we don't know who we are or we think we got to have something by any means necessary.
Oh my gosh. Oh my, we have been having some technical difficulties. So I don't know if you're still there, but we will continue on with our broadcast. So let's see. Let me make sure that we are still going live. Looks like we are. Okay. Michelle, you want to, I think this is a perfect time to talk about the fact that you have had some amazing supporters through this process. And some of them not only have supported you in the writing, they've been writing part of the book for you. They have been endorsing the book. So what would you like to say to some of your supporters?
There's actually three groups of individuals that I want to recognize, really. The first group is, I call them the Stiletto Consortium, and they know who they are. These ladies have literally held me up during this entire process. They have allowed me to use their ears and their brains as I was writing the book. You know, sometimes when you write, you need to hear yourself talk about what it is you're writing about to make it make sense to you so that you can connect with it as well. And so those three ladies, when I tell you, they championed me those 6 months that I wrote the book. And they were there whenever I called. They were there to hear me. And I want to tell them from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate every last one of you. And I appreciate the way that you came and that you kind of were my guardian angels through the process. And the second group is my endorsement group. When I tell you this group of ladies, oh my goodness, they helped me in the sense that they were my very first actual supporters once the project was done. They've written reviews. Once you get the paperback, you will see in the first few pages the actual endorsements and reviews that they have done for the book. And they have been right there helping me, giving me good feedback sometimes. And there's one lady in particular out of this group that I definitely need to make sure that I acknowledge. Deb, she was not only an endorser, Deb Hallberg, but she was also my resident English teacher. And then the last one, I want to read it to you because I think it's going to be very, very important in regards to the individuals that I'm going to be talking about. So I want to give a special thank you to Jerry Brown and Tim Sullins for your invaluable contribution to the creation of the summary for this book. I thank God for bringing godly men into my inner circle to pour into me and to help guide me along life's path. When I was writing the summary for the book, they are a part of the morning Bible study that I'm on, and I would take some literary license and began to talk and share. And they would tell me, yeah, no, that sounds like a woman's book. That's not a book that a man would pick up. And so I kept working with it until we found something that both of them was like, okay, if I read that, that would be something that I would definitely pick up and read. So I want to definitely make sure that I recognize the two of them in the support that they had given me, both Jerry Brown and Tim Sullins. And then, of course, I would be remiss if I did not thank Nicole Powell with Inspired Design LLC. She was my graphic artist, and she was the one that came up with this beautiful cover. And then also, of course, my wonderful publisher, Denola, besides family and friends who have supported as well, either in purchasing a book or purchasing the ebook, or have just been there to hear me. I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you, and may God richly bless each and every one of you.
You know, this is a perfect time then to announce our prizes that we have. And so for anyone who has already purchased or will purchase the ebook or the paperback book between now and when do you want to shut it off, Michelle?
Let's go for 11:59 tonight.
Okay, 11:59 tonight. Anybody that has already purchased, and we know a lot of people have, or we would not be a bestseller on Amazon if we had not had anybody purchase. So we know a lot of people have purchased. We want you to enter your information on the live feed here. Just enter ebook or paperback book or ebook and paperback book if you have purchased already, and you will be eligible to win one of these amazing prizes that you see scrolling across your screen. A $25 Amazon gift card, custom jewelry by Beautiful Creations LLC, and some sweet treats by Marsha Made. What is it? Marsha Made and Desserts.
Mm-hmm.
And so enter on the comments, and we'll find all the different places where this has been shared, and we will put your names in a hat per se and draw out 3 different winners, one for the $25 gift card, one for the custom piece of jewelry, and one for the sweet treats.
Okay, so I'm excited about that. Actually, I just got a message from Marsha that's making the sweet treats.
Okay.
And actually, what it is hot chocolate bombs. And
Ooh.
So it's going to be 4 hot chocolate bombs. One's going to be milk chocolate. The other one is apple cider. The other one is peppermint, and the other one is pumpkin spice.
Ooh, that sounds amazing. You know, there's some other specials we need to make sure people realize too, is because they end tonight too. The book is currently on sale for $14.99, and tomorrow it's going to go up to $19.99. And that's if you purchase from the website.
Right.
Tell them about the bundle.
I kind of changed it a little bit. If you purchase tonight, if you purchase the book from my website, which is, or the e-commerce site, which you see going across the screen, then you will also get an opportunity to purchase the journal that is normally $5.99 for $1.99. So that is the journal that matches the book, and this is what the journal looks like. And so if you purchase either the ebook and or the book, then you'll get an opportunity to purchase that journal for $1.99.
Yeah, and the ebook is available on Amazon, but the paperback book, if you want it autographed, you need to get it from Michelle's website. And I put the link to the square in the comments, so you can just click on that if you don't want to write down what it says here. And then they'll need to, Michelle, they'll need to contact you to know how much to pay, or will it be on that site?
It's on the actual e-commerce site, the
Okay.
journal and the paperback book. But like you said, if you want the ebook, it'll be 99 cents up until 11:59 tonight, and then it goes up to its regular price of $7.99. And
Right.
so I hope that you will go. The book in and of itself, I believe, will bless you. And it will allow you to see some things about yourself and about situations that you've witnessed that you may not have had the acumen at the time to be able to identify and call it what it is.
You know, we're saying got several people saying hi on the comments. Joseph Ake, I've seen Melanie Ake is there. I know they're some of your biggest supporters. I've seen let's see if I can, I'm scrolling through the comments now. If anyone has questions for Michelle, please put them in the comments too, and we'll definitely, if we don't answer them here, we will definitely answer them later. Michelle, I know this is not your first book. I
No,
believe this is number 4. Is that right? Tell us
yes,
a little
it is.
bit. Tell us about your author journey.
It's been, as I had shared earlier, my mother is kind of the person who spearheaded this without really realizing that's what she did when she kind of made an offhanded remark that I need to write a book. Um, and it wasn't long after that that I wrote my first book, Grasping Your Success, 6 Steps to Starting and Legitimizing Your Business. That particular book was an inspiration because at the time I was working with a lot of small business owners that were taking their side hustle to an actual business. And they needed to legitimize it to make sure that they were meeting all of their federal and state requirements as a business. And I kept having to repeat the same thing over and over again. And so I actually, on a trip back from Kentucky, I wrote that book. I
Mm.
didn't literally write it. I transcribed it on my voice pad and then wrote it out. So that was the first one. The second book was Walking on Water in My Stilettos, How God Strengthened My Faith Walk. That book chronicles a season of change that God took me through. That book not only is a book, but it's a workbook and a journal as well. And so the book is about my journey to change. The workbook is about you starting your journey to change and effecting real change in your own life. And then the journal is your opportunity to chronicle the experiences and how God is meeting you where you are to take you where He desires for you to be. And so then my third one was actually an anthology that I participated in with 6 other women. And that is entitled As for Me in My House. And it is an anthology where we are sharing our experiences as entrepreneurs and small business owners to onboard families for entrepreneurship. So we talk about the struggles, we talk about the challenges, we talk about the things we learn, we talk about the things we want them to know so that they will already have a one up as they go into that that venture in their own individual lives. So, and then of course, Desperate Housewives that started as a VBS curriculum and turned out to be an actual book. So I've always written. I'm a journaler. I am an avid journaler. I journal all the time, and I'm an avid reader. I don't get to read as much as I like for pleasure because I do a lot of research,
Yeah.
but that is how it kind of all came together.
Yeah. Well, when you asked me what I thought of the book, I told you that I loved it, first of all. I mean, I get the chance as the publisher to actually read all of the books that I publish. And one of the things I did tell you as well was that even though I'm a preacher's kid and grew up in the church, I don't consider myself a Bible scholar.
Mm-hmm.
And it is obvious from reading this book that you are a Bible scholar. And it shows so much. And this book really is designed to help someone to really understand how those 7 women of the Bible struggled through as desperate housewives, and how that relates to us today and our struggles that we have to go through. Again, I want to remind everybody to enter ebook in the comments or paperback book in the comments if you have already purchased or if you plan to purchase before midnight, and you'll be entered to win one of the door prizes. The books are on sale through Michelle's Square link that you see on the screen as well as in the comments. So please go there if you want to get the book while it's still on sale. It will be on sale on Amazon as an ebook until tomorrow as well. So take advantage of those sales while you can. Those sales are one of the things that has made this book be a bestseller. And so I just can't congratulate you enough, Michelle. You know, as I have been publishing books for now the last couple of years, I'm just excited to say that not all books become bestsellers. And so it takes not only a good book, but it takes a good network of people. It takes a good village. It takes some wonderful supporters to be able to get a book to the bestseller list. And so you are to be congratulated for having that kind of a tribe that will allow your book to get to the bestseller status.
Thank you. And like you said, it took a tribe. It took several individuals that believed in me and were willing to invest not only their time but their money as well into something that God blessed me to be the author of. I don't take it lightly that He used me as a conduit to be able to bring the story to life, and for us to be able to see that the Bible is basic instructions before leaving earth. Everything that we need to know, every experience that we go through, we can find a comparable story in the Bible that will speak to where we are and take us to where we need to go.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Melanie Ake is saying, Michelle, you inspire us every day. And I totally, totally agree with her.
Melanie is someone that actually you introduced me to, Danola. And we have become very good friends, and we actually participate in a morning Bible study together. And you never know how God is going to bring people into your life in certain seasons of your life that add value to your life and that accept you such as you are to help you find and see the greatness within yourself so that you can walk your purpose out every day.
Yeah. So, Michelle, is there anything that we have not discussed that you would like to share with us, whether it's about your business or whether it's about any of your books, or especially if it's about Desperate Housewives of Biblical Proportions?
Well, first of all, I want again to say thank you, but I also want people to know that, you know, I write books because I believe in the message that I am giving. I believe in that wholeheartedly, and I want people to be able to understand and to grasp and to be able to see what that is in their own personal lives. The other reason that I write books is because I believe in my purpose as an edifier, that I am to educate, inspire, and empower individuals to find their greatness that lies within them so that they then can begin to live their purpose out loud and in living color. And so with each one of these books, God has really been able to give me that platform to be able to live my purpose through them. But I think there's something that most of you don't know, and I'm going to share that with you. My book, Walking on Water in My Stilettos. This book was the book that I really didn't want to write. But I gave in and wrote it. And in that book, I'm very open. I'm very transparent about the season of change that I went through. But I also talk about my own struggles with barrenness and how I saw myself and how God had to teach me how to see me the way that he sees me. And what most people don't realize is that this book, Desperate Housewives of Biblical Proportions, is actually a continuation, because I began to talk about the barrenness that I dealt with in my own life through these women. And as you can, once you read it, you'll begin to be able to see yourself in different aspects of your life through these women's lives as well. And you'll be able to better understand and go back to the Creator and begin to work out those things. In the Word of God, he tells us to work out our own soul salvation. So if we are going to work out our own soul salvation through trembling, through fear and trembling, reverence unto him, then that means that we have to be transparent with ourselves first and transparent with God, so that he can thereby begin to deal with our own individual intimate relationship with barrenness, whether it's a spiritual relationship or whether it's a physical relationship. 9 times out of 10, just because you don't have the inability to have children, you don't think barrenness plays out in your life. But if you go to the basic meaning of the word barrenness, you will find out that barrenness in its basic form means the lack of something that is needed in your life, or something that you desperately want in your life. And so in that, we began to see, even as I shared before with Hagar, she left everything that she knew, everything that she was, any position and power that she may have had in Egypt, and went looking for something she thought that she needed in her life, and found out that the grass was not greener on the other side. And in the midst of that, God taught her humility. He had to show her how to be humble. And how many of us don't need to be taught how to be humble? Trust me, don't ask God to teach you humility. Don't do it. Go through your own process. Don't let him do that. And you'll find that with each one of the characters in the book, you will see their spiritual and or their physical relationship with barrenness, and how God dealt with them with that, and how he began to work a great work in each of their lives. But the key to it is they had to accept it. Now, some of the women didn't accept it. And so they were not able to really be healed from their relationship with barrenness. The only one that I can honestly say accepted it and walked away with a personal relationship with God was Hagar. The least expected out of the group was the one that actually got it and went on to live out the purpose that God had for her life.
Okay. You'll see scrolling on the bottom of the screen the ways that you can keep in touch with Michelle P. Jones, either through her email or her social media, and her website. So please keep in touch with her. Michelle, before we log off, I would like to ask you, what's next? What's next for Michelle P. Jones?
Wow, that is an open-ended question. Who knows? Anybody that knows me knows that I am always doing something. That's just me. That's just my makeup. But right now, I do still have my podcast that I do every Thursday at 6 p.m. And that's Girls Talk Real Talk. That's Girls with a Z, Talk Real Talk. Because when girls talk, just about anything can happen. And I'm also still working with my business, Michelle P. Jones Incorporated. And we are basically developing an online class to help writers go from the writing process all the way through to publication, and showing them the steps and the different things that they don't know. Because let's face it, you don't know what you don't know. Yeah, you don't know what questions asked if you've never gone through the experience before. And that comes again from all of the questions and things that people have come back. I am still a business strategist. I am still helping small businesses and entrepreneur-minded creatives to create their strategic plans for their business, to make sure that they have a purpose and that they are intentionally running their business with purpose in mind. Let's see, what else? Besides that, writing, I am, and I do want to say, anyone that gets the book and they are interested in having me come to their
Mhm.
book club, or to come and help set up a specific lesson where you want to gear it towards a specific audience, I am available for that, and I would actually welcome that. I do know that reading the book, you can take it many different ways depending on the audience that you are working with. So don't hesitate to contact me. That's a part of who I am, and that is gives me an opportunity to delve a little bit deeper into the characters and be able to display it in a different way.
Okay, so Michelle, hold the book up again. Show that beautiful cover. And so we've got Desperate Housewives of Biblical Proportions, the book. There is also Desperate Housewives of Biblical Proportions, the journal. So make sure you get both of those. The book is on sale right now for $14.99. You can get the journal for $1.99 when you purchase the book for a limited time only. And then the ebook is available on Amazon for 99 cents through tonight. So tomorrow it will change to $7.99. So get your books. And then once you get your books, come back to this feed and enter ebook or paperback book so you can be entered to win one of the 3 prizes that we'll be drawing. And we will announce those on social media.
Danola, I did have the picture of the bracelet.
Okay,
Sometimes we are visual people,
yeah, let me put
and
you up
and
here so you can show it.
we need visual. So let's see. Okay, there we go. This is a picture of the bracelet. It does, and these beads are not just regular beads. She was trying to explain to me what each one of the beads are and the healing powers that the beads have and all of that. But this is, and I'll put a picture of it in the comments as well, so that people will get an opportunity to see it. But that is the actual bracelet that was created as a giveaway for today. And
Excellent.
I don't know. And I have to be honest, I've got people around me that show me stuff and that they help me to understand stuff because, sometimes I had never heard of a hot chocolate bomb. Never in my life heard of one.
I saw one being made on social media today, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So my friend Marsha, um, she is the one who's making the hot chocolate bombs. And when I tell you, this young lady, she is someone that I go to for all of my sweets. So
Mm,
this is the peppermint one.
hold on. Hold on. Let me get you closer. There you go.
That's the peppermint one.
And so all you really do is put them in the water and everything is inside the bomb and makes your hot chocolate. Is that how it works?
Right. Well, you use milk. You use warm
Use
milk.
milk. Okay, milk.
You use
Okay.
warm milk, and then you put it in a cup.
Yeah.
And depending on how much milk you want in there, you pour it on there, and then it pops open.
Yeah.
And inside of it is
Everything that makes it yummy. Marshmallow,
exactly
all of that.
marshmallows, the hot
Yeah.
chocolate, seasonings or mix or whatever. And then she had said as well that there was, I'm going back to her message. She said that milk chocolate was the one, the peppermint was the one that I just showed you. And then there's one that has apple cider on the inside of it. And then there's one that has the pumpkin spice hot chocolate. So it's a thing of 4, and they're nice size. So they're about the
Yeah.
size of a baseball. So they're not
Okay.
small. So they're about the
And
size of a baseball.
and that's from Beautiful Creations. You see it scrolling here. And then we can put the link in the comments too, for her, as well as, oh, that's for the bracelet, Beautiful Creations. And then Sweet Treats by Marsha Made It. By Marsha Made It. Yeah, Marsha Made It. Okay. We can put those links in there for people too. Okay. Well, again, I'd like to thank you. First of all, Michelle, I'd like to thank you for choosing Enhanced DNA Publishing to publish this book. It has been an amazing journey. You are an amazing person, and the words you write, you can tell, come from the heart. And so, thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. And I know that you want to thank our audience. And so I'll give you the final word.
Well, again, I want to thank everyone from the Stiletto Consortium that was there helping me be my ears and my brain as I was writing the book, to the endorsement group that has written the reviews that you'll see in the front of the book, and also to both Jerry and to Tim for their inspiration in helping me come up with the summary for the book. I would be remiss not to again thank Nicole for the beautiful cover that she created for the book, Denola, my publisher, for all of the great work that she has done, my mom for being really my first teacher. And it was because of her that I got a love of reading, of writing, and of teaching. And then, of course, Jesus Christ, for him thinking enough of me to use as the conduit to be able to share this message of the seven matriarchs of Genesis. And then to each and every one of you that think it good enough to purchase the book, whether it's the ebook and or the paperback book. And if it's a blessing to you, please share it. And again, I'm here to serve. So if you need help developing it into a lesson to speak to a specific audience, feel free to reach out to me by any of the ways that are listed at the bottom of the screen. Also, be sure to contact me. Let me know what you think about the book, because that's what's important. It's about the people. And so I can't do what I do without each one of you supporting me. So from the bottom of my heart to yours, I say thank you and God bless.
Thank you and good night.